Good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible? And are the slides moving? Thank you. My name is Assistant Professor Nima Gandhi, and I'm taking your sessions for this particular course. OMBO 306 from Operations Management. 1 second. So, slides are moving, right? So, good afternoon, everyone. I welcome you all to Dr. D.Y. Patil Vidyapit Center for Online Learning, and we are learning statistics and quantitative techniques. And this is a subject. You will have in different specializations. So operations, then blockchain, then I think supply chain management, also there, and one more specialization. So this is a combined lecture for all 4 specializations, and we are learning statistics and quantitative techniques. And this is a unit 1 from your syllabus. Arranging data to convey meaning, presenting data in tables and charts. So whatever we are learning in this particular subject, if you pay attention, it will helpful to you while doing your project in the next semester. So when you do your project, if you have the knowledge of basic of this subject, it will help you a lot in doing your project. You will know what is the primary data, what is the secondary data, then what type of data it is, whatever you are collecting data, how to arrange the data, what different functions you can use on your data, what type of analysis or presentation you can do with your data. So such things you will get in as we go inside and we learn different units from this particular subject, you will come to know about this. So, so what is the statistics? So statistics is a branch of mathematical science that handles the collection, arrangement, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of data. So basically, it is a branch of mathematical science. So you are dealing with mathematics here. So it handles the collection. So you're collecting a data. So basically, you when you have any you want to do any type of analysis, you need a data to do the analysis. So either you use the pre-collected data, or you use the data. You go outside, you collect the data, and that data you will use. So basically, when you are using your own data, own collected data, such type of data we called as a primary data. And whenever you are using a data collected by someone else, such kind of a data we called as a secondary data. So basically, we have two types of data: primary data and secondary data. If you are collecting your own data, you're saying it is a primary data. If you are collecting a data collected by someone else, or already available data you are using, that time you're using secondary data. Okay, so let's take example. If you want to measure the average height of students in class 5 of a particular school, you're measuring average height of the students. So such data might not be available with the school. So what you have to do, you have to go to the class 5 and you have to measure the height of each of the student and write it down. So let's say there are 3 divisions of 40 each. So you have total 120 students in all 3 divisions, right? So what you are doing, you are going there, you are measuring their height, and you are writing down the height. And that is your own collected data for what type of analysis you want to do. You want to find out the average height. And for that, you are collecting a data. Okay, so once you have a data, it will be difficult for you to directly use that data. So you have to arrange it. Or take another example. In let's say you want to find out average marks scored by the class 5 students in that particular school. So now average marks, for finding out the average marks scored by the students in class 5, the average marks data is or the marks data is already available with the school. So what you will do, instead of going to the class and asking marks to each and every student, you will approach the school, you will collect data from school and directly use that data. So in such case, you are using the secondary data. Okay. Am I audible? Not just to you, everybody tell me, am I audible? Yes. Yeah, supply chain management is also the same course. Nagraj, you can unmute yourself. Yes, I have given the permission to unmute yourself. You can unmute and ask me if you have any query. So I was explaining you, when you are using the pre-collected data from the school, when you are using the pre-collected data from the school, that time you are using a secondary data, right? So the data can be primary one or secondary one. So if you are using the primary data, you have to go yourself and collect the data. If you are using a secondary data, you need to approach to a particular institute or person who already has that pre-collected data. So this is about the collection of a data. Then, as I was telling you, so as I was telling you, if you are collecting your own data, that time there are, if there are how many 120 total students in all three classes you have, then you have 120 values, and it will be difficult for you to see all 120 value at a time and do the calculations. And even if you want to do addition of 120 values, it is difficult. So what you will do, you will try to arrange the collected data in a simple manner, in a tabular manner. So you try to, whatever the data, 120 observations you have, rather than doing the calculations on each of the observation, you try to summarize your data in a table, give the heading that this is the data or table related to the height of the students of the class 5. You can give the heading, you can collect or summarize your data in a table, and you can use that data for the analysis. If you use the data, you want to use the data as it is a bulky data, it is difficult to do the analysis on just so many values given to you. If someone new wants to do or wants to use your data, he might don't understand what you have written. You have just written the numbers. So it is better to arrange the collected data into tables. So once you have arranged the data into table, you will go for the analysis. So in this case, what you are doing, you are finding the average height. So for finding out the average height, you need to find out the average, okay? Or what is the average? Basically, it is a mean, right? So you are interested in finding out the mean. So you use the formula of the mean, that is x bar is equal to summation of xi upon n. So you are taking the sum of all the observations and dividing it by number of observations. And this technique, by using this technique, you will get some number. So in analysis, you will get some answer. So whatever the answer is in number, right? So let's say the height of the average height. Let's say the average height here is x bar is equal to, let's say, 139.5. By looking at just this, if you are new to statistics, if you don't know what is the sign x bar, you are unable to understand anything. So you have to interpret it, and you need to write it like the average height of the students of the class 5 is 139.5 centimeters. If you have measured it in centimeters, and let's assume this, we have measured it in centimeters. So you need to mention the unit too. So this is about the interpretation. Okay. So we have seen what is the collection, what is the arrangement, what is the analysis, what is the interpretation. So sometimes you just don't want to do the analysis or interpretation. You just want to show your data in charts or graphs so that it will be easy to understand. If someone wants to use your collected data, or they want to summarize your data, or they want to find out the interpretation on the basis of your data, sometimes you arrange the data in I have already done the presentation mode. Can't you see the slides? I'm on the first slide only, but I'm in the presentation mode only. Yeah, I'm talking about the first slide only. I'm explaining you what is the statistics. So you have to arrange the data so that the people can understand by just looking at your data. Okay. So this is all about what is the statistics. I was explaining you the definition in detail. The statistic is a branch of mathematical science that handles the collection, arrangement, analysis, interpretation, and presentation of a data. So these are the few of the areas or where we generally use the statistics. Generally, the statistics is used full everywhere. In each and every area, we use the statistics. Okay. Use of statistics in government. So in demography, in the same class, the name of the unit is, what is the name of the unit? Arranging data to convey meaning, presentation data in tables and charts. So before arranging a data, you must know what type of data is available in the statistics, what type of data you collect in the statistics. Okay, there is qualitative data, quantitative data. So how, depending upon the type of the data, you decide how to represent the data in different charts. If your data is qualitative data, you use bar charts. If your data is quantitative data, you are using histogram. So on the basis of that, you are deciding whether to go or you are choosing which type of chart you are using. So basic understanding of statistics is necessary for covering this unit. I'm not going in detail, but whatever I'm teaching is necessary to understand whatever the given in unit 1. So it is useful everywhere. Statistics in government, demography, basically it is useful. Weather forecasting, it is useful. I'm on slide 2. Basically slide 4. Slides changing. I'm on slide 4. Slide number 4. Yes. Use of statistics in government, weather forecast, in sports also. When you see the cricket also, the statistics they show. Role of statistics in education, psychology, health science, quality testing, in insurance also. So you if you go through this, you will come to know in each and every area we use the statistics. Okay. So basically, when you go for the collection of a data, you need to understand few things. What is the population and what is the sample? The population is entire set of atoms from which you draw data for a statistical study. So let's take the same example. So if you want to know about the average height of the students of the class 5, okay, and this time you want to know about the average height of the students in the class 5 in particular city. So there are so many schools in the city, so it is difficult to measure the height of the student studying in 5th class in each of the school in that particular city. So what the all the students in the 5th standard in that particular city is your population, because all of them are available for your study. Okay, so according to your question, what you want to learn, you want to learn what is the average height of the students studying in class 5 in particular city. So all the students studying in class 5 in that city is your population, but it is not possible to study each and every student studying in 5th class and measuring their height. So what you will do, you will choose few of the schools, then you will choose few of the students from those schools and you will measure the height, and ultimately you find out the answer. You will find out the average height of the students studying in class 5 based on the sample you have taken from your population. Okay, so you are not collecting the information about each and every individual in the population. When the population is large, you cannot uh, collect the information about each and every individual in the population. That time you go for the sampling, you collect a sample. So sample is a subset of the population. You do the analysis on the sample. Let's say the average height of the class 5 students by using the sample is 140.2 centimeter. Okay, so if the average height, whatever you have calculated, 140.2 centimeter from your sample, you will make a general statement about population by studying the sample. You will say the average height of the students in the class 5 is 140.2. You have not studied each and every individual in the population. Still, you are making a statement about the population by studying the sample. When you do this, when your population is very large, you cannot study each and every individual from the population. That time, you select a sample from the population, and that is the sample and the population. Okay, so the sample is a subset from the population, and your sample represents all the characteristics of the population. So this is the basic difference about the population and sample. Then these are the scales of measurement. So you have 4 scales here: nominal, ordinal, interval, and ratio data. Okay, so let's see them one by one. So what is this? These are the ways by which you generally measure the data. Okay, these are the ways of measuring data. These are not the types of data. We divide the types data in 2 types: quantitative data and qualitative data. These are the ways by which we measure the data. Okay, there is a difference between these two. I'm on slide 6. So let it be in this mode. So nominal data, ordinal data, interval data, and ratio data. So what is the nominal data? So nominal data and ordinal data, both type of measurements we use for the categorical data, or you can say qualitative data or non-numerical data. So both the measurements we use for the non-numerical data. This is the slide 5. I have explained you the population and sample. Now I'm on slide 6. Scales of measurement means these are the measurements, how you measure the data. Okay, scales means scales. This is the term we use in statistics. Okay, so you have nominal data, ordinal data, interval data, and ratio data. So what is the nominal data? Basically, nominal data and ordinal data, both the ways we use for the measurement in qualitative data. So what type of data is qualitative data? Qualitative data is a data which is non-numerical. Okay, when you are collecting a data which is non-numerical, you are saying it is a qualitative data. There are different names for this. Qualitative data, attribute data, or categorical data, all are same. Okay, so this measure we use nominal measure, and ordinal measure we use for the qualitative data. So in nominal measure, used to categorize the data into mutually exclusive categories or groups. So you just want to bifurcate the data according to the different categories which you cannot order. Okay, so a blood group or country of the origin or your state, any data, non-numerical data. Okay, so just learn one more thing about the ordinal data, then you will come to know more about what is the difference between nominal and ordinal. Okay, so when you this scale or ordinal scale also we use for measuring qualitative data, means your data is non-numerical. Okay, so when you use the scale, ordinal scale, you use the ordinal scale of measurement when you have a data which is non-numerical, which is qualitative, but you can arrange your data in orders. Okay, so if you have it, you are taking customer satisfaction survey. That time the highly satisfied customer, average satisfaction, below average satisfaction, no satisfaction. So you can arrange the data in order. Okay, so you can when you have a data, non-numerical data, which you can arrange in the order, that type of a data we are calling as the ordinal scales of measurement. And when you cannot arrange the data in order, your data is non-numerical, but you cannot decide which one is better. If you have a data of, let's say, blood groups, no blood group is better than other blood group, all are equal. The nationality, skin color, or you can say the state, birthplace, you cannot order these things. You can categorize the people who have taken the birth in Mumbai, but you cannot say the birth in Mumbai is better than the birth in Pune. No, you cannot say. You cannot order them. That such type of a data is the nominal scale of measurement. When you can do the arrangement of the qualitative data on the basis of giving some priority to some specific one factor, such type of a data or such type of a measurement, you are saying that the ordinal scale of measurement. Okay, so when you give us the feedback, in the link, if the lecture is very good, you are giving 5. If the good, you are giving 4. Average, you are giving 3. Less than average, you are giving 2. Not satisfactory lecture, you are giving 1. So you are also giving us the you are all also this such type of a data also, whatever you are giving us as a feedback, that is also comes under the ordinal measurement. Okay, so you are just converting your ordinal measurement by giving the numbers. So when you can arrange your qualitative data in any kind of order to which you can give the numbers, such type of data or scale of measurement is ordinal scale of measurement. When you have the formula for this, how one can ensure that sample size is accurate representation of the population. You have the online calculators are also available. You can use those calculators. we have the formula to decide the population size, which is the good how much populations sample size is the good representation of the population. Okay. So this is about the nominal scale and ordinal scale. So we both use for non-numerical data. Then we have the interval scale and ratio scale. Okay, so interval scale and ratio scale we use when the data is the numerical data. When the data is numerical data, you are measuring it, that time you can use the interval scale and ratio scale. So what is the interval scale? Interval scale is a data for which the natural zero does not exist. You use the interval scale for data for which the natural zero does not exist. What is meaning of this? When you start measuring something, okay, let's say you start measuring height. There is a natural zero. If nothing is there, you are saying the height is zero. Nothing is there. Natural zero is there. So when you start the measuring temperature, we are the one who decides we measure from zero. Natural zero does not exist for the temperature when you measure the temperature in degree Fahrenheit. Okay, so or degree Celsius. So when the natural zero does not exist, you are using interval scale of measurement. When natural zero exists, you are using ratio scale of measurement. So when natural zero does not exist, you can say the difference between 10 degrees Celsius to 20 degrees Celsius is 10. But you cannot say that 20 degrees Celsius is twice hot than 10 degrees Celsius. You cannot say such things. Okay. So you can say the 5 meter, 10 meter is twice longer than 5 meter, because here the natural zero exists. What I was telling you, the 20 degree centigrade, you might you don't know the natural zero. You might be measuring from -5 to 20. Your measuring might be -17 to 20. So you don't know the natural zero at that place for the interval scale of measurement. Okay, so you cannot say the 20 degrees Celsius is twice hotter than the 10 degrees Celsius. If you are measuring it from zero, you can say it, but we don't know the natural zero here. So you cannot say it directly. For ratio scale, natural zero exists. So you can say the 20 meter is twice long as 5 meter. And this is the basic difference between the interval scale of measurement and ratio scale of measurement. Here the natural zero exists. So now classify the data in 4 scales of measurement, that is nominal, ordinal, interval, and scale. Okay. So these are the 4 examples given to you below. So you are supposed to tell me what type of a data it is. One column in a database. Yes. In Kelvin scale, natural zero exists. The column scale in a data table is the employee's designation. Example, CEO, manager, supervisor. So here you have a non-numerical data. Can you arrange this data into order? Can you give the maximum number to the highest designation? Yes, you can, right? So the first data is ordinal scale. The column in the data table is a daily temperature in degrees Celsius. What type of a data it is? Natural zero exists or no? Interval. The column in a data table is a gender of the employee. Gender of the employee. Can you arrange the give one's higher rank to one of the gender? No. So this type of a data is, what type of a data it is? Nominal data. It is a nominal data. It is a qualitative data, right? So if we classify or we measure the qualitative data in by two types, nominal and ordinal. When you can give the order to the qualitative data, you're saying ordinal data. When you cannot give the order, you're saying it is a nominal data. The teacher notes down the weight of each of the student in the class. Weight has a natural zero, so it is a scale type of a data, right? Info why it does not make a sense to say that 20 degrees Celsius is twice as hot as 10 degrees Celsius. What is the correct answer? C. Difference makes sense. You can say the difference is 10 degrees Celsius, but you cannot say, you cannot compare them with the ratios that it is twice hot as. So the answer is C. Difference makes sense, but ratio does not for interval data. So basically, all what we have seen is the scales of measurement. So this is how we measure the data. So we divide the data or classify the data in two main types, that is the quantitative data and qualitative data. So the qualitative data is non-numerical data. We also called it as attribute type of a data or categorical data. Then we have quantitative data. Quantitative means numerical data. Okay. Further, we classify the quantitative data into discrete data and continuous data, and qualitative data we classify by this the same names we used for the measurement, nominal and ordinal data. Okay. So what type of data is it? Discrete data and continuous data. So discrete data, continuous data, they deal with the quantitative data. What is meaning of quantitative data? This is a numerical data. Okay. You have the numerical data. So whenever you're counting something, number of people in the family, marks, generally we give the complete numbers. Then you can say the trees in the garden, trees in the backyard. So such, whenever you are counting something, you are dealing with the discrete type of data. Okay. Whenever you are measuring something, you are dealing with the continuous type of data. So whenever you are measuring height is not taking the complete numbers. It can take a fraction like 140.9. 0.9, you can measure the height in fraction also. So whenever you're measuring something, you can measure in fraction. That's why such type of a data is the continuous data. So continuous data takes all possible values. Whenever you're counting something, you count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So it takes a complete values, natural numbers or whole numbers, 0 to any number. You're counting from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and so on. So such type of a data is a discrete data. Okay. So whenever you're, remember this, whenever you're counting something, you're dealing with the discrete data. Whenever you're measuring something, you're dealing with the continuous data. Okay. So data refers to the observations of a set of variables. It is a set of values of qualitative or quantitative variables. So quantitative variables we divide into two types. Quantitative means numerical data. If the numerical data, you're counting something, you're dealing with the discrete type of data. If you're measuring something, you're dealing with the continuous type of data. So discrete and continuous is the these are the two types of data you have in quantitative data. This is a numerical data. So this is a difference between discrete random variable and continuous random variable. So discrete data, whatever you are measuring, we called it as a discrete random variable. If you are measuring height, height is your if you're counting something, you're measuring measuring height, whatever you're getting is your continuous random variable, right? You're measuring something. Whenever you're counting something, let's say you're counting number of heads appear, number of tails appear when you toss the coin 5 times. So you are counting something. That time, whatever you're getting is your discrete random variable. Okay. So let's see the basic difference between discrete random variable and continuous random variable. Countable set of distinct values. So it takes distinct values, and in continuous random variable takes all possible values in that particular interval. Discrete data is counted, continuous data is measured. Discrete data can take only integer values, never include fractional or decimal values. Continuous data includes fractional values, decimal values. It takes all possible values. Discrete data can only take certain values, numbers of the students in a class. You cannot have 56.5 students. You are saying 57 students in the class. Okay. Continuous data include all or takes all possible values. The person's height could be any value within the range. Okay. Within the range of human heights 40 to 270 centimeters. So now we have some examples for discrete random variable and continuous random variable. So number of children in a family, you are counting, right? Number of defective bulbs in a box. Number of ants born tomorrow. Number of classes missed last week. You're tossing a coin and you're counting head or tail. Number of heads in 4 flips of a coin. So you are tossing 4 coins at a time and you're finding the number of heads appear. Number of patients in a hospital. So all these are the examples of discrete random variables. So remember, whenever you are counting something, you are dealing with the discrete random variable. Whenever you are measuring something, you are dealing with the continuous random variable. Amount of sugar in a coffee, amount of a rain in a day, time to finish a test, percentage of marks obtained by a student, length of a chord of a circle, height of individual, hours spent exercising last week, time required to finish a test. All these things you measure. So all these are the examples of continuous random variable. So qualitative data is attribute type of a data, or you divide it into 2 types, nominal data or ordinal data. So why I have even given the here in bracket non-numerical and discrete. Okay, so just forget about this discrete now. I shall explain you why I have written it. Because the ordinal data you can arrange in orders and you can give the numbers instead of giving that particular quality. Okay, so instead, like you are giving, when you give us the feedback form, you fill the feedback for the session, what you are giving us the not giving us the you are giving us the feedback in numbers. Okay, so such type of data is also discrete. You are giving the numbers 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 as per the quality of the lecture. You are measuring the quality of the lecture and you are giving us the feedback. So qualitative data, it is attribute data. It is a non-numerical data, or discrete means it is ordinal data which has been converted into the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 according to the reference, or according to the data which you can arrange in any order. So I have explained you already about the nominal data and ordinal data. So what type of a data is nominal data? Nominal data is the qualitative data which you cannot arrange in any order. All the titles or categories in that nominal data have equal importance. In ordinal data is also a non-numerical data, but which you can arrange in order. So now classify the data in types of data on ordinal, nominal, discrete, and continuous. I have taken 4 examples, so you write down the answer in chat box. The weight of the student in the class is 50. What type of a data it is? Can you tell me what type of a data it is? Weight of the students in a class is 50. Continuous data, you are measuring the weight. Number of big trees in the backyard. Discrete data. You are counting. One column in a data table is birthplace of employee. What type of data it is? Nominal data, correct. Attribute means descriptive data. We classify such data into nominal and ordinal. Attribute means descriptive data, means qualitative data. All are same, okay? Non-numerical data, basically. One column in a data table is birthplace of employee. We are done with this. Giving rank to the 10 students based on their performance in a physical activity on the ground. So you are measuring what you are doing. You are just watching how they are doing the exercise and you're measuring it. Can you measure the physical activity? If they are running, you can measure it in terms of time or something, and you are also giving them the ranks. So what type of data it is? Continuous data. If you're measuring in time, or you can say the distance they have covered in 1 minute, such type of data, you can say it is a continuous data. Or if you are measuring it and giving them a ranks, it is the ordinal data. If you are just, it depends on what type of physical activity they are having on the ground. If they are doing some yoga or something, you cannot measure their performance. That time you just give them the ranks by looking at their whatever their performance is. So if your data is non-numerical, if you are just looking at the physical activity and giving them the ranks, that time such data is ordinal data. If you're measuring something on the basis of that, you are giving, measuring something in numbers, okay, that time the data is continuous data. So it depends on what type of activity it is and how you are measuring it. 1 second. So now we'll come to the qualitative data tabulation and presentation. So we'll stop for today here. From next session, I shall continue with this. We are still in the unit 1. So I'm sharing a link with you. Kindly go to the link and share your feedback. And also, you have any queries in whatever we have learned today, you can ask me. Thank you everybody for joining. I'm stopping for today. We'll meet in the next session and we'll continue with these slides only. So this is unit 1, and in the next unit 2, I should start with the unit 2, that is measures of central tendency, in second session. By continuing with this, I'm taking second session in the next session. Yes. Sharing a link with you. So kindly go to the link and share your feedback. Thank you, everyone, for joining. I'm ending today's session. Thank you.